Raskolnikov woke up late. He did not sleep well that night. His sleep was bad and broken. When he opened his eyes, he felt tired. He felt angry. He felt sick. He looked around his room, and he did not like what he saw. The room was very small. It was like a box. It was like a little cupboard. A man could walk only about 6 steps from one wall to the other wall. The ceiling was very low. A tall man could not stand up straight in this room. A tall man would feel bad in this room. He would always think that his head would hit the ceiling. The walls had old yellow paper on them. The paper was dirty. The paper was coming off the walls in many places. It looked very bad. It looked very poor. Everything in the room looked poor and old. The furniture in the room was not good. There were 3 chairs. The chairs were old. The chairs were not strong. They could fall if you sat on them too hard. There was a table. The table was painted, but the paint was old and bad. On the table, there were some books and some papers. But Raskolnikov did not touch these books for a long time. There was a lot of dust on the books. There was a lot of dust on the papers. This showed that he did not read. He did not work. He did not do anything. The biggest thing in the room was a sofa. The sofa was big and old. It took up almost all of one wall. It also took up much of the floor space. This sofa was Raskolnikov's bed. He slept on it every night. The sofa was once covered with a nice cloth, but now the cloth was old and broken. It was in rags. When Raskolnikov slept, he did not use sheets. He did not take off his clothes. He just lay down on the sofa in his clothes. He used his old student coat to cover himself. Under his head, he put a small pillow. Under the pillow, he put all his linen clean and dirty together. That was his bed. This room was in a very bad state. It was dirty. It was messy. It was dark. But Raskolnikov did not care. He actually liked it this way. Right now, in this time of his life, he did not want order. He did not want cleanliness. He did not want to talk to people. He did not want to see people. He wanted to be alone. He was like a small animal that hides in its shell, like a tortoise. He hid in his little room and did not come out. Even the sight of the servant girl made him feel bad. She sometimes looked into his room. When she did this, Raskolnikov felt nervous. He felt angry. He felt irritated. He did not want anyone to look at him. His landlady, the woman who owned the rooms, had stopped sending him food. This happened about 2 weeks ago. She stopped because Raskolnikov did not pay her money. He owed her money for the room. He owed her money for food, but he did not pay. He did not even think about this problem much. He did not go to talk to her. He just did not eat. He went without dinner many times. He went without food, and he did not do anything about it. The cook's name was Nastasia. She was the only servant in the house. She worked for the landlady. She cooked food and cleaned the rooms. But she did not clean Raskolnikov's room very often now. Maybe once a week she came in with a broom. That was all. She was actually happy that Raskolnikov was quiet and did not ask for much. She did not have to work hard because of him. On this morning, it was Nastasia who woke him up. She came into his room. She called to him loudly. "Get up," she said. "Why are you still sleeping? It is already past 9 o'clock in the morning. I brought you some tea. Do you want some? I think you are very hungry." Raskolnikov opened his eyes slowly. He looked up. He saw Nastasia standing there. He recognized her face. He sat up slowly on the sofa. His face looked sick and pale. "Is the tea from the landlady?" he asked slowly. "From the landlady?" "No," said Nastasia. She put her own teapot on the table in front of him. The teapot was old and had a crack in it. The tea inside was weak. It was not fresh. It was not hot. It was not good tea. She also put 2 pieces of sugar on the table. The sugar was yellow. Raskolnikov sat and looked at the tea. He put his hand into his pocket. He was wearing his clothes, the same clothes he slept in. He found some small coins in his pocket. He took them out and looked at them. "Nastasia," he said, "please take this money. Go and buy me a loaf of bread. And also, buy me a little sausage. The cheapest sausage you can find at the butcher's shop." Nastasia looked at him. "I can go and get you a loaf of bread right now," she said. "But maybe you want some cabbage soup." "I have very good cabbage soup. I made it yesterday. I saved some for you yesterday, but you came home very late. It is very good soup, nice and thick." "Fine," said Raskolnikov. "Bring me the soup." A short time later, Nastasia brought the soup. She put it on the table. Raskolnikov began to eat. Nastasia sat down next to him on the sofa. She liked to talk. She was a country woman, and she talked a lot. "You know," she said, "Praskovya Pavlovna wants to go to the police about you." Raskolnikov's face became dark. He did not look happy. "The police?" he said. "Why? What does she want?" "You do not pay her money," said Nastasia simply. "And you do not leave the room. That is why. She wants you to pay or to go." Raskolnikov said a bad word quietly. He ground his teeth together. He was angry. "No," he said quietly. "That would be very bad for me right now. She is a fool," he said louder. "I will go and talk to her today." Nastasia looked at him. She was not afraid of him. "She is a fool, yes," she said. "But what about you? You say you are clever, but you just lie here like a big sack. You do nothing. You produce nothing. Before, you used to go out and teach children. You gave lessons. Why do you not do this now?" "I am doing something," said Raskolnikov. His voice was slow and unhappy. "What are you doing?" asked Nastasia. She looked around the empty, dusty room. "Work," he said. "What kind of work?" she asked again. Raskolnikov was quiet for a moment. Then he answered seriously. "I am thinking," he said. When Nastasia heard this, she started to laugh. She laughed very hard. She could not stop. She shook and shook with laughter. She could not make a sound because she laughed so much. She felt almost sick from laughing. "Thinking," she said at last, when she could speak again. "And do you earn much money from your thinking?" Raskolnikov did not laugh. He looked at her seriously. "I cannot go out to give lessons," he said slowly. "I have no good boots. My boots have holes. And anyway, I am tired of giving lessons." "Well, you cannot fight with your bread and butter," said Nastasia. "Lessons are better than nothing." "The pay is too small," said Raskolnikov. He spoke slowly and reluctantly. He seemed to be talking more to himself than to her. "A few small coins. What can you do with a few coins?" "So you want a lot of money at once?" asked Nastasia. She smiled. Raskolnikov looked at her in a strange way. He looked at her seriously and directly. "Yes," he said clearly, after a short pause. "I want a fortune." Nastasia stopped smiling. She looked at him with wide eyes. "Well, Do not be in such a hurry with your big ideas. You frightened me, she said. Now, shall I go and get the bread or not? Do what you like, he said. Oh, said Nastasia suddenly. I almost forgot. Yesterday, when you were out, a letter came for you. A letter? Said Raskolnikov. He sat up straighter. For me? Who sent it? I do not know who sent it, said Nastasia. I paid 3 kopecks of my own money to the postman for it. Will you give me back those 3 kopecks? Bring me the letter, cried Raskolnikov. He was suddenly very excited. His voice was loud and urgent. Please, bring it now! God, please, bring it quickly!
Подпишись, пожалуйста, или хотя бы поставь лайк. Один лайк не меняет мир, но меняет путь того, кто делится смыслом.